Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Best Face Forward. In today's video I'm going to be talking about hard mewing and the three main reasons why you should do it. So if you don't know, hard mewing is pushing your tongue against the roof of your mouth hard. The idea of it is that you're actually strengthening your tongue muscle. As you can imagine, the tongue is just like any other muscle in the body that it can get stronger or weaker as you use it. So obviously if you are a mouth breather or you have poor tongue posture, you're not using your tongue correctly, therefore it's going to get weaker. Recently a study was published to determine if there is an association or a correlation between sleep apnea and tongue strength. There's actually an instrument that professionals use called an iowa, which measures the pressure your tongue exerts on your upper palate. So what they found is that there actually is a correlation between tongue strength and sleep apnea, but a lot of times sleep apnea is caused by the tongue collapsing into the airway. So as you could probably guess, oftentimes tongue posture is correlated with tongue strength. At least that's what I think. I mean, if your tongue is not on the roof of your mouth, it's not working. And if it's not working, it's going to get weaker. So the tongue muscles can be divided into intrinsic and extrinsic muscles of the tongue. The intrinsic muscles of the tongue are only inside your tongue. They don't connect to anything else, while the extrinsic muscles of your tongue attach to both bone structures and the inside of your tongue. Therefore, they are the thing that actually controls the tongue's overall movement up or down, for example. As you can probably guess, you are strengthening these extrinsic muscles when you're doing tongue exercises such as hard mewing. Now, the three main reasons that I recommend hard mewing personally is 1 for resting tongue posture, 2 for swallowing and improving your swallow, and 3 for tongue awareness. I'm going to go into each one of these, but first I just want to do a quick demonstration of hard mewing. So if you're at home, you can try this. Try pushing the back of your tongue and the front of your tongue up onto your upper palate at about 50% as hard as you can for about 10 to 15 seconds. Then after that, I want you to continue pushing but a little bit harder for another 10 to 15 seconds and keep doing this until you feel a burn in those muscles underneath your chin. So you know that that tongue is working. Okay, now after that, I want you to stop and notice what you feel in your mouth with your tongue in comparison to before you did this exercise. Now, what you're probably going to feel is some kind of residual force, meaning that your tongue is pushing up still, not as hard as you were before, but it's still kind of pushing up a bit more than it was before you did these exercises. So this is exactly my point with resting tongue posture. When you do hard mewing and you push your tongue up in that way, after you're done doing the exercise, your tongue just naturally wants to go up there. So when you use your tongue more in this way, it's going to naturally want to go up onto that upper palate. So for the remainder of the day, even the next day, as you continue to strengthen it, your resting tongue posture will improve by doing hard mewing. That leads me into my second point, which is going to be swallowing. So, for those of you who know, when you swallow, the proper way to do it is by engaging the back third of your tongue, engaging your entire tongue, pushing it up onto your upper palate to initiate that swallow versus using the muscles of your lips and face to initiate that swallow when your tongue goes forward. Those of you who have good tongue posture, this is something that probably comes naturally to you. But for those of us who aren't as fortunate, we need to work on improving our swallowing pattern to improve our overall tongue posture and function. By doing hard mewing, like I said, your tongue is going to want to go up there naturally. And what I noticed is after I do these tongue exercises, it's easier for me to swallow properly because it's easier for me to push my tongue up. because it's already there, because of what I said before with the residual effects. Now guys, I have no science behind this. This is just my experience from what I've noticed in doing hard mewing and doing tongue exercises. I find it easier to swallow properly, and that's just what I've experienced. I'd love to know in the comments below what you think. So now the last and final thing I want to talk about is tongue awareness. Being aware of your tongue posture is very important. Our tongue's position and function is very unconscious. We just go about our day with our tongues wherever they are, swallowing however we do, and eating however we do with the posture that we have, because we aren't aware of where our tongues are. And I kind of think of it like a fish in water. It's just the fish doesn't know that it's in water. With us, we don't even know we have we don't even know our tongue's position in our mouths, because it's just not something we focus on. But as you do hard mewing, you will begin to feel what proper tongue posture feels like, and you'll begin to improve it so that throughout the day, throughout the coming days, you'll be able to have a greater awareness of whether you are having proper tongue posture in that moment or not. So that's the third benefit. Now, quickly, I just want to emphasize a point, which is that not everybody is the same. So if you're practicing hard mewing, you're not going to have the same experience as somebody else. For example, if someone already has a wide palate, they have good tongue posture, they have good head and body posture, it's going to be easier for them to do hard mewing and to really get their entire tongue up on their upper palate. However, if you have more of a narrow palate, maybe you're a mouth breather, who knows, then in those situations, it's going to be more of a challenge for you to do hard mewing. So it's not the same for everybody. Now I'm going to post a link to the video that I did on the 2 different types of people who can benefit from mewing, so you can kind of get an idea of your starting point and kind of assess your situation, because it does matter. Now in terms of how long I would do it for, how often I would do it for, do it once, twice, maybe 3 times per day. People have gotten a lot of great results online from hard mewing from what I've seen, which is great. But for me, I don't want to be walking around thinking about it all day, so I will try to do it maybe twice, 3 times per day for 30-45 seconds, maybe a couple sets, so I can really feel that burn and get that residual after effect that I talked about. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time.